The voice you hear inside your head right now is not you. It is not your consciousness, not your essence, and not even your ally. It is a kind of inner Alice, a pre-installed voice assistant you accidentally handed the remote control of your life to. Most of what you have come to call your personality is nothing more than software code written by fear and locked inside the tight grip of social expectation. We live in an age of total control, but the most terrifying prison is the one we build with our own hands, trying to plan, predict, and secure every next breath. Carl Jung called this the reaction of the ego, an entity mortally afraid of chaos because chaos reminds it of its own limits. Have you noticed? The tighter you clench your fist trying to hold on to life, the faster it slips through your fingers, leaving behind only exhaustion and emptiness. This is one of the deepest laws of the psyche. Control is not power, it is the highest form of fear. But there is another side to this story. In the archives of intelligence services and in the depths of Jungian psychoanalysis, there are methods designed to unplug this inner dictator from the socket. There is a state in which time slows down, the body does what should be impossible, and events begin to arrange themselves into a flawless chain of coincidences. To enter that state, you must do something terrifying. You must admit that you are not controlling life. You are only participating in it. Your body, right now, reacts to your thoughts as if they were absolute reality. The brain does not clearly distinguish between an imagined catastrophe and a real one. When you replay dark scenarios in your head or consume endless news about crises happening on the other side of the world, the cells of your body begin to shrink under the pressure. Psoriasis, allergies, indigestion, depression, these are not always just external illnesses. They can also be psychosomatic signals, signs that the ego has poisoned the biological system with the chemistry of anxiety. 90% of the information you consume is negative, carefully arranged to keep you trapped in a permanent state of alarm. Why? Because a frightened person is easier to control, easier to medicate, easier to sell to. Your anxiety is fuel for a massive industry that thrives on your inability to simply be. We even schedule our rest, filling every second with noise and notifications just so we never have to face silence. But silence is exactly where the ego begins to lose its power. Jung wrote that anxiety is the shadow of consciousness. It appears where balance has been broken, where a person lives only from the mind instead of from wholeness. Neurosis is frozen energy, energy that found no exit through action and began spinning inward, burning through your inner resources. You become like an engine running at full capacity while stuck in neutral. The first step in hacking this system is disidentification. You must separate yourself from the voice in your mind. Imagine stepping out of your body and standing beside yourself. Then simply listen to the monologue in your head as if it were a radio left playing in the next room. The moment you realize the scale of that inner chatter, you understand something life-changing. The one who speaks is a mechanism. The one who listens is you. In intelligence training, there is a technique called the black dot. A single black dot is drawn on a sheet of white paper, and you are told to stare at it without blinking, without moving, without following your thoughts. In that moment, your consciousness may begin to shake. Panic may rise because your inner Alice is terrified that her power source is being cut off. Energy flows where attention goes, and the moment you stop feeding the inner noise with attention, you slowly begin draining the battery of fear. When that noise finally falls silent, something else appears, what Jung called individuation, a return to your own center, to the self. This is not mysticism, it is psychological maturity. It is the state in which you stop being the prison guard and become the witness. This is where intuition is born, a voice quieter than reason, yet more accurate than any calculation. In the history of military intelligence, there is a recorded story of a soldier on a mission in the forest who suddenly threw himself into a backward flip while drawing his pistol and firing into the bushes at the same time. In that exact second, an enemy machine gunner burst out from the brush. The soldier had never known how to do a backflip, neither before nor after that moment. But in that instant, his inner dialogue had shut off. He did not think, he acted. Perfectly, instinctively, because his consciousness had become one with reality. When you remove the compulsive mind from the process of decision-making, you begin to see what Jung called synchronicity, the hidden code of the matrix. Events begin arranging themselves. The right people arrive at the right time. Answers come in stillness, not in tension. It is like being in water. The more a person panics and thrashes, the deeper they sink. But the moment they relax, the body rises by itself. The psyche works the same way. So why are we so afraid to let go of control? Because what we are protecting is not reality, but the persona, the social mask we created to satisfy the expectations of others. We fear that if we remove the mask of the successful one, the strong one, the correct one, there will be nothing underneath it. We hide our shadow, our weakness, envy, fatigue, shame, and spend enormous amounts of energy maintaining the illusion. Jung believed that the most terrifying thing in life is to fully accept yourself, because the moment you do, all false supports collapse. But that is also the exact moment true stability is born. When you no longer need to prove yourself to the world stops feeling like your enemy. Many people confuse this state with passivity. That is a mistake. This is not inaction. This is action without violence. You still work, still build, still raise children, still move toward your goals, but you do it in rhythm with the unconscious, not from fear of the future. You stop dragging life behind you and begin walking with it. When a person truly wakes up, they change even physically. A woman who once weighed 260 pounds can lose nearly half of that weight, not because she tortured herself with diets, but because her inner state no longer matched the old shell. She looked into the mirror, saw someone unfamiliar, and decided to return to herself. Your life does not need constant control to be wise. Safety is not the ability to predict the future. It is complete agreement with the present. The moment you stop holding life by the throat, it begins to breathe. And then you realize that this world is not a battlefield, but a place created for you to experience, to inhabit, and even to enjoy. Trust is not a risk. It is a return home. And all you need to do today is allow one small thought, one expectation, simply to exist without trying to fix it. Real freedom begins the moment you finally allow life to happen without your permission.